Oh, Gregory, Gary, how you doing? Oh, Odie. Yeah, it had been cold, and it actually warmed up. Hello, Jeff. How you doing? I'm doing good. Hello, man, sexy. How you doing? Nothing a whole lot right now. Hopefully we can get the battle of the trolls started today. Tried did it, Friday, well Saturday, but couldn't get nothing going. Oh, okay, man, safety. Hello, Dookie. Hello, Miss HB. How you doing? Hello, Taze. How you? Hello, David. Hello, Bill. How are you? Well, who want to come on, kick it off? More welcome. It all depends who want to come on. Start off the Battle of Trolls. Oh, I'm doing good, Bill. How about yourself? Okay, Tim, be careful. Uh-oh, Tim and Doopy gonna go ahead and say it. Why not both y'all come up? Well, anybody wanna come on? Y'all more welcome. Oh, don't worry, Bill. Just a little competition on try to get going. How you been doing, Jess? Oh, okay, Jess. Sophie, you leave my ass alone. I'm gonna kick your butt. Yeah. Well, with the little warning is that we had yesterday and today, it pretty much almost got it melted a lot of snow. Hello, D. John. How you doing? Nah, sometimes you act goofy. That's why I call you Doofy the Goofy. Hey, Doofy, that's what I think about you. That squirrel there. Oh, yeah, well, with all that snow we had, that only thing we had, that little bit there in some places. Oh yeah, we can drink our water. We had to boil it. Well, only thing I gotta say is just bring it, Doofy. Yeah. Hello, Drews. How you doing? Everything going good with me today. Well, when you want to come up, Yeah, it is slow today. Oh, okay. Hello, Taze. Yeah. You kind of you got a little problem with your mic there. Yeah. Yeah. I think you got something. Yeah, I think you got a little something wrong with your mic there. Hey, Mo.
What's up, Glenn?
Oh, is it better?
Hey,
How
what's
you
up,
doing?
Taze?
Hey.
Go ahead, talk. Let me hear.
Hey, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah,
Okay, that better.
you sound much better. We couldn't hear a word before.
Okay, so what's happening with this troll battle, Glenn? What's supposed to happen?
Well, on pretty like this, you hear everyone come up and have a troll battle. More welcome come up and have it. And I'm gonna let the chat vote who wins.
Well, I win automatically. I mean, I'm already award-winning troll. I have an award from Kenny Klein, so that makes me the champion. And to be the man, you got
You're automatic champion.
to be the man. You got to beat the man.
Yeah.
How you
What
doing,
you gonna
Taze?
do? What you gonna do when Glen Mania runs wild on you, brother?
What you gonna do when they come for you? Yo, what's up, you cocksuckers in the chat? Get the fuck up here. Doofy. Oh, Gary. Come on, bro. Everybody talk shit. Let's go. Get up here, you cocksuckers. I've been watching the clock. 50. It's 51 minutes. I was just getting ready to hit the button. Taze beat me to it, but his voice was messed up, and then we both came up together. Come on, guys. Show some love. Support the man. Be nice. Be nice. We got Doofy, Denise, Bell, Paramedic. There's a lot of people here. Oh, how many's left here? Wait, let me switch over to here. I can't tell. Got 13 watching, guys. What's up, Druzy? Bill, Adam, Gary. So, Taze, what's going on, my man?
Oh, not much, man. We're still can't drink the water in Texas.
Oh, man, that's terrible. I heard a lot of stores are sold out. Are they still sold out of food and stuff?
No, I had plenty of food, water, but you know,
okay.
hey, I don't drink water anyway.
Yeah. So the water's the main thing that you're out of.
Yeah.
Wow.
They say you can wash in it, you know, shower in it, do your laundry in it.
But you can't drink it.
Don't brush your teeth with it. They're even saying don't wash your dishes with it, but
yeah,
I did.
Yeah. Do you have a dishwasher?
Yeah, I married one.
Oh, okay. Homemade one.
Combination dishwasher sandwich maker.
I hear that. Excuse me. So, Glenn, what are you up to, bro?
Nothing too much.
Nothing too much?
Nah.
Don't worry about it. You do your Smackdown troll battle another day. I guess people ain't down to do that today.
Yeah.
But
well, I was kind of hoping. Well, I was kind of hoping we get it going on Saturday.
Yeah.
We had plenty of people, but they didn't want to come up and do it.
Yeah.
You know, Glenn, just a suggestion, man. Maybe you oughta. I think you need to I think you need to structure it better. Okay, like when Shiva did the thing he did, he would say, you know, it'd be me against Murph or so and so against so and so. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had no chance in that competition because in the first round I was paired up against Nathan Johnson. Can't beat him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I missed all that. I just happened to come in the day the day that they were doing I think it was the nicest guy or some shit. That one I won. I was like, what? I said, what the hell's going on here? They said, yeah, Murph, you won the nicest guy on YouTube or the sweetest guy. One of them two. I can't remember. I didn't even know I was put into it until I just happened to come across Kenny Klein's that day. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, Bill Admin, I see you don't troll. Yeah, I don't troll either. I'm not a troll.
That's a lie. That's a lie. Everybody on YouTube is a troll.
I'm not a troll, bro. For real, I don't go around trolling.
No, yeah, but if you go into a room where you disagree with whatever the narrative is, that makes you a troll.
Excuse me, bro. I had a yawn. No, that's a disagreement to me, bro. That's not a troll.
Yeah, well, try going into say like an NNE room or
over there.
Like that.
Over there. You just reminded me.
By the way, they call you a troll.
Yeah, you just reminded me about that. Yep. I forgot all about it because I stopped going over there a long time ago. Over there, I used to fucking troll with bitch tits and Lion Brian, the Walker Stalker.
Hey, is what's his name still in jail? Omaha?
No, he's out.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, he's out. He was on Paulie's panel. I think it was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday he was on Paulie's panel. And according to him, he paid his own bail and gave back that money to fucking what's his face, the one that hangs out with Brian. I can't even
Yeah,
think of his name.
KY.
Yeah, KY Jelly.
I don't know how they know whether everything has been paid. I don't know how he knows if everything has been paid back because
Yeah,
Patrick was the one that was collecting the money.
yeah. Well, I heard the money, whatever he collected, I heard that got pocketed. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'm sure it did.
Yep, I wouldn't give one red cent to these guys. That's just me. There's only like maybe a handful that I in my heart I believe is real, and the rest could all go fuck off. That's the way I feel. But otherwise, I wouldn't donate to none of that. Fucking, especially with all the scamming going on. The 1 minute, oh, we need money for this and that. Next thing you hear, the next day, they didn't go to jail. They lied and all that. It's always something. So many
Oh
scams
yeah.
going on. If they ain't scamming, they're flim flamming.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got
Well, you know.
a question.
Go ahead.
This is a technical question. I hope somebody is smarter than I technically about computers and stuff. So I don't have a printer, okay, and I need to print something. So I went online and I forwarded it to my phone. I've got that the document I need to print is on my phone now. Now
Yeah,
I'm at the public library. Can they
yeah,
take that off of my phone and print it?
yeah. You just ask the library lady. If you tell her you have something that you like to put from your phone and have it printed out, so that way she could hook you up with the printer. Because you gotta connect with the printer in order to print it out.
So
Understand?
I think while I'm here, I think I'll audit this library.
Oh, there you go.
Got to got these tyrant librarians, man, always shushing me.
Yeah, right.
Being loud in the library is a constitutionally protected activity.
Yeah, but yeah, as far as that, that's the best. That's the best thing I could think of. Is just ask the librarian, tell her you want to print something out. Can she help you? And I'm sure she'll be happy to help you.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are you, Mr. Lambright?
Hello.
Is that Taze?
Hello.
Is that Taze? Is that my brother Taze? Murph, what's happening?
There.
Hey, what's
How
up, buddy?
doing?
How you doing, Defend?
Give me a second here, fellas. The dog
Yeah.
was trying to come up front. She saw me. She heard me talking to you guys and thought I was talking to somebody outside and wanted to bite somebody's head off and ripped the
Yeah.
cord out of my phone with the speaker and everything else. I'll be with you in a minute.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
Okay.
Doofy, come up, you cocksucker, and stop talking shit in the chat. Earth dresses like a librarian.
Hey.
So Taze, what was I gonna say? What's your full handle again? Taze auditors laugh like hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you move a while back?
Yeah, I moved from California to Texas.
Yeah, I remember that. Okay. How did everything go with that? You settled in yet?
Everything was great until last week, and then it was practically the Donner Party here.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. I
had to hole up in a hotel from Monday until Saturday. And I found the hotel that had power, but they had no water.
Yeah.
So we had to go without water for a couple of days.
Okay.
But we were warm.
Yeah. Good.
And
good.
We were able to come back home on Saturday. My pipes were. Well, I checked on the house a couple of times, and the pipes were frozen. and I was really sweating it out. But before I left the house Monday morning, I cracked all the faucets a little bit, to
Yeah. Uh-huh.
so take the pressure off, so nothing burst.
Yeah. Did you drain them out before you
Well,
left?
well, no, I just cracked them, so there was just a dribble of water going out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So it
yeah.
keeps the pressure off the pipes.
Yeah.
So, Chase, that was one of the questions I had popping up here because I remember recently in a chat you had asked a question, and I was like, "Is he trolling? Is he trying to divert the conversation? Like, what's the deal?" But as it went on, I realized that you were serious. Your shit was frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. And then the here's the weird part: the cold water pipes thawed before the hot water pipes, and I read online that the hot water pipes freeze before the cold water pipe. I don't know how that can be unless they're smaller pipes.
Well, my guess would be is condensation, sweating of the pipes.
Possible. I have no idea. But my house is kind of an old house. It was built in 1950. It's been all redone, but I don't think they did the pipes.
Yeah. Oh, you didn't. Well, was everything checked out before you moved in? Naturally, it had to be checked out, right?
Yeah,
Everything.
well,
Yeah.
I bought this house through the VA, so the VA is very,
Yeah.
there can't be anything wrong with the house, and they want to approve the loan. So
Yeah.
a lot of people don't like to sell houses through the VA.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Wow. Yeah, I remember, man. That was quite a few months back when you moved, right?
November.
November. Okay. Yep.
Wait a minute, Chase. That was you
Yeah,
that said you bought the house through. That said you bought the house through
yeah,
the VA.
yeah.
Holy shit! You did something fucking right in your life, son of a bitch. Now I gotta have some respect for you. Holy shit.
I did a few things right, but you love me to film. You know you're gonna make me your head mod.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you some fucking knee pads too.
That'd be a waste.
Is that your lovely wife with you?
No, I'm sitting in the car in front of the library, waiting to go in. I just thought I'd come up and because nobody was coming up, and I didn't
Yeah.
want Glenn to have to sit up here all alone.
Yeah, that's what I did too. Because I was reading the chat for a while. I got tired of that because the chat stopped, and then I seen like 50 minutes went by. I said, "Let me jump up and help Glenn start off too."
Hey, Glenn, I'm going to jump out and go in the library and get this done. So, listen, I think this whole troll deal you're trying to do is a good idea. I just think you need to fine tune it a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and pick a better day because it's a weekday and people are at work actually right now.
Yeah.
Like Doofy's at work and quite a few people too are at work. That's why
Yeah.
there's
Who's
not
at
too
work?
many
Doofy?
people in here.
Doofy's at
sorry?
work?
Yeah,
Who
Doofy's
did
at
he
work.
say? Doofy has a job?
Doofy has a job. Yep, he works.
Yes, Doofy.
Yeah.
Yes, Doofy, I would like fries with this order.
Some fries with my order, Doofy. Doofy's a hard worker. He's a good man.
He's a good guy, man. He was ready to roll out on Autotron that day.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I got this. Thank you. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
That's okay.
It's okay.
So yeah, as far
Yeah,
as
you know, I
all
think
I
about
know
doing it.
about. Go ahead, Glenn.
Go ahead. Oh,
All your-
cooking
all
with
your
oil.
men.
Yeah. Yeah,
Go
well,
ahead,
you
Glenn.
know, I had thinking about doing that on Saturday. Well, I did it, this past Saturday, but nobody didn't want to come up and do it.
Hey, Glenn,
Yeah.
can you smell what Lulu is cooking?
I was just
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
say hi to her. Hi, Lulu.
Hey,
She's
Glenn,
in
are
the
you
chat.
talking about? Glenn, are you talking about the panel Saturday that you were talking about? Are you talking about the panel that NC's hiring Hunter? jumped up on panel with you for a while there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was watching. I was gonna jump up, and then Jeff jumped up, and I have real bad anxiety, and that day just wasn't a great day for me. And I was glad that Jeff jumped
Yeah.
up. I was like, "Oh, cool, Jeff, right?" Because you're a
Well,
decent guy, and everybody knows that. You remind me a lot of me back when I was doing a lot of live streaming before panels happened, and people would jump into the chat and have conversations with me when there were only like 3 or 4 people in there, feeling bad for me because there weren't a lot of people jumping into the chat. But ultimately,
Yeah.
I understand that it's not that you want people to feel bad for you because nobody's jumping up on the panel, that you're actually utilizing your time, opening up the panel and giving a place for people to land for all those other individuals out there that may not have anything to do and are bored or want to be a part of something.
Yeah.
the day
So
that
that was
you're
cool that
talking
Jeff
about,
jumped up for you.
defend the day that you're talking about, nobody jumped up, or did something happen that day?
Well.
It was a slow day.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was a sensational day. Was it, Glenn? Maybe I missed the first part of it.
No. Well, it had like 30 people. Over 30 people showed up, but nobody didn't want to come up and didn't really want to do the the battle of the troll.
Yeah. That's what it was. So Glenn had picked Saturday to be the day that he was going to do a battle of the trolls, and he couldn't, and nobody wanted to come up onto the panel or whatever, and he was just about to call it quits for the day, and NC Tyrant Hunter was like, "Nah, I'm not going to leave, tag team partner Glenn Lambright, hanging up there by himself." And Jeff was kind enough to come up and spend some time up on panel with Glenn.
Okay. Yeah, that was nice of him.
Yes.
Yep, Chase jumped up here too. He beat me to it, and he came up to help out Glenn too. But the only thing is when he first came up, we couldn't understand one word he was saying. I guess he had a mic issue or something.
Oh,
Hey, Glenn.
Connection issues.
Glenn, did you ever announce who your new girlfriend is?
No.
Is it Lady Di?
It's
No.
Cooking with Lulu.
No.
Is it Lady Di?
Hey, come on, gentlemen. Have some respect, not only for Glenn, but for his girlfriend. Let them have their thing. Don't let the fucking internet fuck up his shit. Goddamn nosy, meddling motherfuckers.
You dying to know just as bad as we all are.
Hey, Glenn.
Yeah.
You got any naked pictures of her?
That for me, no.
You want to buy some?
Nope.
Glenn, you are a big-hearted, good-spirited individual. You sometimes take some shit that I wouldn't take laying down. That's for damn sure. I'm not saying that you take it laying down, but you're a good sport. You take it better than I do. That's for sure.
I hope your new girlfriend is one hot gal, because you two are like the sweetest people on YouTube.
Yep.
Well, one hot girl got a boyfriend. I know it ain't me. But she is a sweet person.
You could drop people's elbow on her boyfriend and take her away.
Sure. No, I got a little bit too much respect for that one.
Okay. That's good.
Well, whoever it is, Glenn, I'm happy for you, bro. And you do what you got to do for yourself and for her, and that's it. And when you're ready, you're ready, and that's it.
Yeah.
But just know, we're all dying to know.
That's the smartest thing that I've heard Murph say in a long time.
Don't tell nobody, Defend.
Yeah.
All right, Glenn, I'm going to jump down. It's nice talking to you. You too, Murph.
Okay, buddy.
you're going into a public library.
I am. Should I audit it?
I dare you.
When you first walk through the door, try reading like maybe something on the wall or the pamphlet before you step up to the big boy books. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank
you
you,
know
Lou.
these tyrant librarians are always shushing me.
Oh yeah, that fucking assault finger of theirs, right? Putting it up to
Yeah.
their lip with that forceful air.
I got
Forceful finger.
I have a constitutional protected activity being allowed in a library.
Well, Taze, if I recall correctly, you know, a member of the public can't be offended by somebody else's actions. So that forceful exhaustion of air pressing against a finger in a public library may be, you know, actionable. So don't take that shit.
Yeah, well, I remember reading that court case, Defend versus Dewey Decimal System.
Oh, the Dewey Decimal System. Oh my God, I haven't heard of that in years.
Did you notice the lawyer? Did you notice the lawyers in that case?
Was it We Cheatham and Howe?
Dewey, Cheatham and Howe, the oldest law firm in Boston, Massachusetts.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. What's
Okay,
up,
gentlemen, I'll talk to you later, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right, Taze. We'll talk to you later. It was great talking to you, my man. And I hope things get more better for you down there in Texas, man, with the water situation and all that. You take care, buddy.
Yeah, I'm glad Tate came up. I think that's the first time he came up on my panel.
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen Taze come up on a panel. I always see him in the chats.
Glenn, I love you. I've been up on your panel before. You know this, but you know it's getting my affairs in order. Kind of, I got to do this routine. You know, before I go to bed, when I wake up, moving 15 things around my tiny little van and everything, trying to find the phone that I dropped somewhere the night before. You know, before I fell asleep or whatever. Find the keys, get my eyes open. You know, hopefully I still got some warm coffee inside the thermos, whatever. And I found the phone, and when I clicked on the button, I was still connected to uncontrollable because I was having a hard time sleeping last night. And I finally just gave up on it, and then I clicked on YouTube, and he had a panel going, and so I watched some of that, and you know, participated in the chat, and then I finally got to the point where I could fall asleep, and then I woke up again, and there was Taze on your panel, and I was like, "Oh, that cocksucker's been trolling me for fucking years." Finally, he's on a panel, right? Then he gets up on then I get up on a panel, and he's just a fucking normal, average, everyday bloke. I was kind of fucking disappointed because you know I could do this troll shit better, Imanu, you know.
Yeah.
But you know when you're doing it in chat and you're typing and shit and everything, and that
It's
guy
different.
fucking trolled me for fucking years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something how I got to know him is through the chat and through trolling, you know, through him trolling all the time. But me and him always had pretty good conversations, you know. This is the first time I've seen him face to face, you know. So it was good to see him and talk to him.
I say he trolled me for years, but it's kind of like that on-off switch that has that jiggly wire in it. That every time the wire is bumped, even though the switch is on or off, there's a little electricity that goes to it. Right? There's a little more. There's a little morsel of truth, or you get this feeling like, okay, is he fucking with me, or is he going somewhere with this? You know?
Yeah.
So. Whereas other trolls out there, the disgruntled ones, are the ones who are sitting at home and are, you know, a fifth into a bottle of Jack or whatever, and they're just straight out of the gate assholes or whatever. Taze has always been that one walking the line, like pushing you away and pulling you closer at the same time. So
exactly. Yep. Well, the fact that I've never seen you really troll, man. You're always nice and polite and pretty cool with everybody. You know, unless somebody gets on your ass, I see you get right back on them.
Yeah, there you go. Otherwise, there you go. I stand my own. That's for sure.
Yep, I know that. I see that.
But I don't have sock accounts. I don't have the energy or the bandwidth to invest into focusing my energies on an individual. That's just it's not in my nature. I mean, some people will say, "Oh, Jesus Christ, defend! Come on, when you had your issue with Catilla at CCW, it's all about Catilla at CCW. Oh, when you had your issues with France and the Brantonites or the
Yeah.
Denver Crew, it's all about them or whatever." Yeah,
Why does that name?
I'm talking about me, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about my people. I'm talking about people that
Yeah.
a lot of people don't understand. It's amazing to me
Yeah.
how everybody in YouTube can forget the dynamics of YouTube. You have a
Yeah.
channel, right?
Uh-huh.
And no matter who you are, I don't care if you got 1,001 subscribers and you can go live. Instantaneously, you're going to have at least 3 or 4 people out of that thousands of people who are genuine people.
Yep.
Who truly do give a fuck, right?
That's very true.
Unfortunately, you probably could have had more than that. However, how they approached you in emails with like the attention bombing, the offering you thousands of dollars, and whatever the case may have been just a little too uncomfortable for you, right? You're like, oh, this motherfucker is a troll lying in wait, right? Like, they don't even know who I am, and all of a sudden, like a complete stranger walking up wanting to give you a sponge bath, right? You're like, what the fuck, you creepy fuck, right?
Yeah.
And then you find out years later that they really did truly and genuinely give a shit because they're your number one trolls. They've been hating on you for fucking 2-3 years.
Yep.
They're still attached to that, to that butthurt. There's just no going back from that. So exactly. a lot of my live streams, a lot of people looked at as if I was airing other people's dirty laundry, or if I was just so hell bent and hatred towards these people. I wasn't talking to the asshats. I was talking to the people that care.
Yeah. Defend. I didn't even know you had a channel, man. For real.
Say again.
I didn't even know that you had a channel. You do live streaming or panels?
I've been known to live stream.
Okay.
Some accused me of starting the marathon sessions of live streaming, which has turned into marathon paneling.
Yeah.
Just between here nor there or whatever. But I was a prolific live streamer, if you will, for a very long time.
Okay. Thank you, Lulu. I appreciate that.
Hello, LT man.
Good morning, Glenn, Murph. Good morning, LT man. Defend. What was I going to say? Is your channel name the same as your name here, Defend?
Channel name the same as it's Defend. It's just as you see it on the screen now. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to jump off in a few. When I jump off, I'm going to look it up and subscribe to it. Okay.
Well, I appreciate that, Murph.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly,
there's only a couple of recent videos. Some activism, some work with Regan Benson, and my going down to the 16th Street Mall due to being inspired with Chris Marcus's passing. But as far as any of my work and everything else, I just put all that. I was getting attacked for a very long time in this community by the heavy hitters. And y'all saw some of that on Justice Here Live's live stream last week or the week before, whatever the fuck it was. But
whenever I've seen you, it's always been good things. Me and you, we talked in chat. We've been on some couple of panels together, and we've always had good interactions. I never seen anybody talk bad about you. I guess I haven't been around.
You must be looking with one eye open.
No, honestly, I just stay mainly with I go to a few panels mainly, and that's it. I don't jump around to many.
Either that.
I'll go
Either that, or you don't participate in the Discord world very much.
No, I backed out of that because there was too much shit going on in there, and I just, I'm too old for that shit. That's like, it's like being back in grade 4,
very, very, very toxic.
Yeah, exactly. So I met a lot of good people in there too. Don't get me wrong, and but
here's the thing with Discord, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
Through longevity, those people that you see something good in, if they're actually that good, if they're really those people, and then you start to question why the fuck are they hanging out in hell?
Yeah,
if they're angels, right?
Yep.
So then it starts to play that little mind trick on you and everything, and then somebody pisses you off, and the next thing you know, you've been,
Yeah.
you went down
Thank you, Bill.
yeah, you went down that slippery slope right into Discordville, right? And now you're
Yep.
one of them.
Yep.
No,
Like I
see
was
you
saying,
too, Colin.
I,
Hey,
I
depending
met
on
quite a few nice people in there and all that. But when all the craziness started going on, like I had friends turning against friends and all that, and I didn't want to be put in
hello,
the
Tim.
middle of them fighting. So I just I unsubscribe from everybody's Discord, and that's it. And I stay out now. If anybody wants to get in touch with me, they could privately hit me up in Discord. Because in there I go by Hitmen Hit Hard. Out here, it's Murph. It's always been Murph, but in there, it's Hitmen Hit Hard, and they know that. My true friends know that, and if they want to hit me up, they could hit me up. But otherwise, I stay away from Discord. I just don't want. It sucks to see friends fighting with friends that used to be really tight with each other, and I don't want to be fucking put. Like, hear one side and then hear the other side, and then they expect you to pick a side. I'm all about that shit. So for that, I just backed out and I stay quiet, and that's it.
I got to give it to you. There are times, Murph, when I see you not necessarily interject yourself, but speak up or pipe up. Right? I can picture you sitting there watching something, somebody's getting attacked or something or whatever, and everything, and you're just like, oh man, these people just don't get it. This person doesn't deserve this, or this is going fucking sideways. What's the matter with these people, right? And you come in with that, hitmen hitting hard kind of. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say about me being Murph. But here's the bottom line. This is what I see. You're all being fucking assholes. People are human beings, this, that, and everything else. And it's like, it's sometimes it's like seeing Mother Teresa walk into a fucking strip joint. And it's like, I feel for you at times, but yet I'm inspired because you still dare to care, brother.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that, thing. I really do. Your dog is beautiful.
Yeah.
What's up, Tim Barry?
Murph, my friend, how are you? It's been a while.
It's been a while, man. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
You too, man. And from what I hear, you sound like you got your head in a good place these days. That's good.
Yes, I am doing good, and I had to take care of my health too. My health was, getting a little bad there for a while with the diabetes, but I'm back on track now. Thank God.
That's good. That's
good
good,
to
man.
hear.
Thank you. I appreciate it. How
Is
you
that
doing,
Tim
Carl
Barry?
Stevenson?
Yeah. Hey, Defend, how are you? Love
Holy
to go.
shit, Tim Barry. I think Tim Barry is the father of Little Fungus.
Oh my God, this again. Yikes. Wow.
You know what I think? I think that little funky Tim Barry girlfriend.
Oh God.
Oh, there's a little romance, little saga going on here. We're gonna have to investigate that one, Glenn. But I'm
Even Tony was talking about
but I'm gonna warn you, Glenn. YouTube can be a pretty fickle place, and when you start throwing comments out like that, you can't get too mad when people start doing some in-depth investigation or some poking and prodding to find out who your girlfriend is.
Ah,
So
you
gotta be careful there, Bubba.
Hey, that's why I ain't gonna talk. They can try to figure out who my girlfriend is, but they ain't gonna find out.
Well, Glenn, I hate to tell you this, but sooner or later, something in YouTube's gonna get fucked up. Somebody's panties are gonna get caught in a twist, and whatever confidences are gonna be broken. Just a typical YouTube shit's gonna happen. But I wish you all the best of luck in keeping your secret and honoring your girlfriend and all.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's very respectful of you, Glenn, to be honest with you. I commend you.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. Let's take this from a different fucking angle here. Who the fuck does Glenn Lambright think he is that he can come play in the sandbox of fucking YouTube, days of our fucking lives, and thinks he can keep a fucking secret around here, huh? Who the fuck is that's the king of Smackofdown. That's
The
who it is. Sorry,
The
Glenn.
YouTube web will
Don't
find
put the
out.
Smackdown on me, Glenn.
Oh,
Good to hear
Oh,
the long
Bones.
night swimmer.
Don't lay it down on me.
yeah.
He tell you who his girlfriend is,
Well,
but then he got small dog you after.
Yeah, right.
All I got to say is if you know what the King of Smackdown can do, imagine what his girlfriend can do.
That's the thing.
The double smack it down.
Hey, my girlfriend just that tough. Not, my girlfriend is tough. She's not tougher than I am.
Yep. They usually are, Glenn.
Yep, that's what I was saying, Glenn. If you go by that, behind every good man is an even better woman, and behind every good Smackdown is an even better Smackdown.
There you go.
Yep.
Well said.
Well, I mean, I'm in my 50s now, and I think I need a woman, a big tough woman who can actually keep me in line once in a while.
Oh,
You know?
Jesus Christ. You're in your 50s, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, now I gotta believe
I
everything they
look
fucking
so
say
young in my
about you.
picture, don't I? I look so
Now I
young and
gotta-
furry.
Now I gotta believe everything they say about you. You and that stuffed fucking animal and everything. That's not age appropriate. Jesus fucking Christ. What the fuck? I can't fucking keep track of nothing around here anymore. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Bones, how you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Hi, Bones. Hi,
I
Tom.
already know who Bone think who my girlfriend is.
What's up, Bones? I see somebody saying hello to Lulu. So where is that wonderful lady Lulu? She makes me hungry. I love
Hey,
Lulu, but she just makes me fucking hungry.
Well, she's here. She's in the chat. Hey, Defend. When you talk, your talking doesn't match up with your with your mouth. You understand? Get what I'm saying?
So I'm roboting, so to speak.
Well, no, you're not roboting. I can hear your voice good and I can see your picture good, but they're not evenly matched.
Well,
Like sing.
I've been known to be a little fucking out of whack, Murph. You don't have to fucking beat a dead horse.
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to let you know, just in case my sloth came your way. See, now you're talking. Your mouth is moving, but I don't hear nothing.
Well, I guess if I throw in some sign language, it'll really fuck you up, right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And now, for those of the hearing impaired,
Lulu says she loves you too, Defend.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. I just got to look at cut the plastic. You put one letter up, which means that's an emergency. So bear with me, folks.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's all good. Bones the man. Hey, Jess. How are you, sweetie? Always a pleasure.
Hey, Glenn. Big shock at Elimination Chamber last night, huh?
Yeah.
The Miz. Oh my God.
Well, with the Miz, you never can tell with him.
Sam, you watch a lot of wrestling?
Yeah, well, I used to, way back in, the old days,
Yeah, me too.
days of Jack Mulligan and Dusty Rhodes and Dick Murdoch.
Yeah, and Andre the Giant and Hulk Hogan and all that. That's when I used to watch it a lot, and I watched it up until around 2016. Well, right before my father started getting sick with the dementia, and then after he passed, I just couldn't watch it no more, because that me and my father always watched that together.
Oh man.
But anyway, it's all good though.
Well,
and there's a lot of new people
you
now.
Get back to it. Do you have kids? Do you have kids, Murph?
No, I don't.
Well,
No
maybe
children.
when you do have kids, maybe you can restart the tradition with your kids and watch wrestling.
Yeah.
No.
Well, actually, I have plenty of nieces and nephews to keep me good, so I'm good as far as the kids. I don't think I'll ever get married or have, if I have kids, that'll be a miracle. But I won't get married. I'm just not the marrying type.
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed for me too.
Yeah, I mean, I've
Well,
had
you know
a
what I
great
say about that?
what?
Well, when you find that white special person, you ain't gonna never know because when that white special person
Hmm.
that you meet, you just might be the one
Oh yeah,
for you.
definitely, definitely. See, this time I'm not going around looking for it like I always used to, because there was a lot of hurt and hurtful shit involved and all that. So this time, I've been single now. It's going on a couple of years. Since my father passed away. While my father was dying, the girl that I was with for almost 20 years was playing me dirty. And I found out
No.
after my father died, and I came back to New York because he died in Kansas, and she was playing me dirty. So that just like blew my mind. I was going through hurt with my dad and all that, and I said, "Fuck that! I'm not looking for it. If it happens, it happens, and that's it."
You got to find yourself a nice girl in Westchester.
Yeah, well,
Stay
if it
away,
happens,
stay away from those Brooklyn girls.
nah, uh, if it happens, if I meet somebody, like I said, if it happens, it happens. I'm not going out looking for women. I don't go to bars anymore looking for women. If I meet somebody, I meet somebody fine. If it happens naturally, that's what I'm looking for, something natural.
So, so for those in chat who may have missed my Westchester reference, I think
Yeah, I
Murphy
heard
will
it.
agree with me. Um, if you're from Westchester, you're not living in a home that's less than at least $800 to $1 million. They're rich girls out there.
Oh,
I'm
friend, are you
moving.
from Westchester?
No, I'm not from Westchester, but back
Oh,
in my
okay.
days of traveling around the country with jam band music festivals, I have some tribal friends who are
Oh,
from
okay.
Westchester
Yep.
and various
Yeah,
parts
because,
of New York.
yep. Yeah, I pass that all the time when I go upstate to visit where my dad is at and all that. We had a house up
Hello,
there for over
Southern
50 years, and we sold it. We sold it back in 2015 when my dad started getting sick with the dementia because there was, too much to take care of with the property and all
Oh
that,
Lord.
with him being sick and my mother, getting up there. So now it's just me. I help my mother now a lot.
I feel for you,
So
Murph. I was doing the same thing for my mother the last few years before she
yeah,
passed. It's
I'm
hard.
sorry to hear that.
I
Yep.
mean, do you have, people to help you, like around you, like social workers and stuff?
Well, I got a home attendant that comes in to help out.
Oh, that's good. It's
Yep.
always good if somebody, you know, especially if it's somebody outside the family.
Uh-huh.
It kind of gives you a break from, the routine. And,
Oh yeah,
I know
definitely.
it's, you feel almost guilty for taking a break from it, but,
Yeah.
it's best for everybody if you have that little break every once in a while.
Yeah. What's good about my situation is I got away from like because they kept sending home attendants, different ones all the time, and then they don't want to work, or a lot of them are like they don't speak English, and you can't tell them what you need from the store and all that crap. So I finally got into the program where you can get if you know somebody, they can get paid and work for you. So I finally got that hooked up for me and my mom's.
Yeah, so home care attendant, often a program through Social Security. If the
Yep,
individual is contracted or the individual is eligible to receive home care services, Social
yep,
Security will allow for a trusted individual to either move in. There's a rate for somebody who is a move
Yep.
in
yeah,
care attendant or somebody who is coming from the outside but is a family friend or somebody that's selected by the individual who's
yeah,
receiving the services. It's a wonderful program,
yeah. That's
and
the
it
one
helps.
I got.
And it helps a lot of individuals who need that extra assistance because
Yeah.
sometimes there are individuals that live in the home that might be like a niece or a cousin or something like that who is out of work,
Yeah,
right? So it's another avenue to where they can dedicate their time to the services that they're already providing, and there's more income coming into the house. And the individual providing the services, the care attendant, feels like they have a little bit of independence as far as money themselves,
Yep.
to handle. So it kind of rounds out the edges a little bit. So
Exactly.
I'm glad you came across that program. I just had an in-depth conversation with an individual in this community, trying to point them in that direction.
Yeah. Yeah, that I didn't even know they had anything like that. I seen it on TV, but I thought it was sort of like when when you get really old and you can't really move and you need a nursing home or somebody that bad. I thought then you could get it, but I didn't realize that I could get it for my mom at this point in her life right now. She's 82 and stuff, but I want her to be home. I don't want her to be in the nursing home or anything.
Well, the great
And
thing about
I'm here. When the home attendant isn't here that we know, then I do what I have to do, for her. But otherwise, it's a lot of stress off for me too.
Well, it's like you were just pointing out, you had all these unfamiliar faces coming into the house and everything, and it's hard to build up that level of trust, right?
Yeah.
Like Tim was saying, and I'm speaking to this out of experience because before I was 18 years old, I had already lost all of my grandparents.
Yeah.
So at a very young age, I had a grandparent, my grandmother, living in our house, who was really bad with leukemia, withered away to just sticks and bones. And at a young age, I witnessed the digressing, the going downhill from the person I recognize as my grandmother to, and I know this is going to sound incredulous or whatever, basically a bag of bones, somebody I didn't recognize anymore,
That's what happened with my pop. Yep.
And it was really hard for family members to not only trust these hospice workers and these individuals that would just come in on assignment who were just doing a task. They had no real relation or familiarity with either the individual or the people around them that had their interests at heart, such as the individuals like yourself. So that Social Security program gives a little bit of independence and autonomy to somebody who's in the later stages of their life, because they're able to select somebody that they trust.
Yeah,
and that's a huge component of it right there.
Definitely.
Oh, Laura, I'm sorry to hear that. Happy birthday to your dad.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that too, Laura. And thank you, Lulu. I appreciate that, sweetie.
Okay, you guys are making me feel guilty because I'm not looking at chat like I used to.
That's okay. I was listening to what you were telling me and all that. So I got lucky. See, a lot of my family members are gone, and it's just, I have a cousin that lives in Queens, but she has her kids to take care of and her husband, and she works part-time and she does home care. But, because I was going to ask her to help, but it's too much for her with the kids. She's got to pick the kids up by a certain time, and the times that I need her here, she needs to go pick up her kids and all that, So I had a friend of mine that I grew up with, and and it turned out, since this corona started, I put a stop to the home attendant things because I didn't want different people coming in here, and I didn't want to catch it, and I didn't want my mom to catch it because I have diabetes and my mom is sick. So I stopped it, and then that's when I found out about that you can get somebody that a family member or a friend. And I thought of this friend that's very close, and I said, "Yo, do you want a job?" He said, "Yeah." So they went and did all the paperwork, got everything done. So now we know the person, we trust them. I don't have to, worry about anything going bad. And, thank God, it worked out really good that way.
So, hey, I just want to give a shout out to LT, man. I particularly like saying hello to people that take the time to write a paragraph inside chat saying hello to everybody. LT, man, good morning. I did see you. And everybody else in chat, I'm not going to be rude to rattle off all your names. So I wanted to share something with Glenn Lambright. In my younger days, my mother had a very good friend of hers that she grew up with in high school, elementary school, junior high, and high school. And that young lady went on to meet Jimmy Fly Snuka, Superfly Jimmy Snuka.
Yeah.
Superfly.
I loved him.
You know who that is, Glenn?
Yeah.
So they spawned a son that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually grew up with Jimmy Superfly Snuka's son.
Yeah, he became a wrestler too.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there was a lot of watching WWF in my younger days growing up. So.
Yep. Yeah, I love the old time wrestling.
Yeah.
Well, you know, wrestling is kind of like Santa Claus, right? Santa Claus is fucking cool until you tug on his beard.
Yeah. Well, you know, my dad passed away 10 years ago. Well, my brother passed away back in 2015. Well, I got one grandma still alive. My mom's still alive. You know, I got a sister who's still alive. And the only real dad I ever had with my stepdad, and he the only one that I knew because my stepdad took care of me and my brother, you know, ever since we were babies. And according my dad my stepdad last name Hamill and mine Lambright, and but you know, I was very fond to my stepdad, but didn't give a shit about my real dad because my real dad never was part of my and my brother's life. And well, my real dad said he won't meet me and my brother. Well, he got talking some shit about my mom, and I told my real dad no, he ain't gonna do that. And I ran his ass off, told him we ain't going to do that because it wasn't for my mom and my stepdad. I wouldn't be a happy man. That's why I am. And my real dad ain't never paid no child support, nothing. And I ain't seen him 20 and a half years now. Actually, 21 and a half.
Wow.
He weighed around 19 and a half. He a dead, what I like to call a dead bait dad. And I don't give a shit about him. You know, I really care my stepdad. And of course, I always tell everybody, you know, my stepdad is more than my real dad anyway, because, you know, he raised me and my brother, you know, he always been there, you know, through thick and thin. And,
It's good, Glenn. That's great. I mean, as far as like your stepdad, you know, I mean, you know, I'm sorry about your real dad, but I mean, you had a safety net that a lot of kids don't have,
oh, yeah.
you know, and you turned out okay from what I can tell, right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to watch out for those WWF guys. You know what I'm saying? So you know, I'm holding the fence here. I'm holding the fence here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you never
Well,
know.
one thing
Give you an oriental spike right in the throat, right?
well, one thing that I gonna be more be like more if it don't matter who I dating or who I married, I gonna be true to the person that I dating, and I'm gonna be true to the person that I gonna marry, and it don't matter who it is. I ain't gonna abandon my family.
Right
Well,
on, Glenn.
yeah, that's obviously
So,
what
Glenn,
happened to you really stuck with you, and you know, I mean, I think you know, I can't speak for everybody, but you know, you hear so much about how you know kids in your situation, you know, they kind of turned out, you know, to be, you know, let's face it, little monsters. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But you know, and you know, I mean, it's amazing that you have such a positive attitude. You know, even
yeah,
after dealing with all that.
yeah.
And I think it sounds like you'd be a good. It sounds like you'd be a good dad and a good husband. It sounds like too.
Well, oh man, well, I'm pretty like this. Yeah, that one thing, you know, that I hated, you know, them dead bait dads, and for anybody, you know, got family, you know, got family, No, especially the deadbeat dads, they don't know that, or should I say, they don't realize what they really got till they throw it all away and don't give shit. And that ain't me.
And that's good. That's good, Glenn. Have you ever thought about, I mean, have you ever thought about, like, do they have, like, a Big Brother program down in Louisiana?
Uh, if they do, I don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, I mean, lots of, kids, without, like, a father figure or, older, a brother or sister in the family. You should check into that, because I think you'd be a good big brother, to some kid who needs guidance.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, isn't Glenn actually a variation of a big brother here in the community? I think there,
I think
I
he's
think
more
there
like
are a
the
lot of.
Godfather. He's more like the Godfather. He's untouchable, man. He's Teflon.
Shit.
Well, you certainly won't. You certainly won't catch the Godfather of Smackofdown having a little fucking teddy bear in his fucking icon. That's for sure.
It's not a teddy bear. It's a dog, and it's a robot dog, golden retriever. And he was my mother's, so that's why I keep him with me.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You got to go and fuck it up, right? You got to make me feel bad. Oh, it's the little midget. It's the little midget guy's mommy's robot dog and everything else. You're an asshole, defend. Blah blah blah. You can't fucking win with this fucking Tim Berry guy. You can't fucking win with him.
Well, defend. In all fairness, you were an asshole before I told you about the dog, right?
Hopefully, I was a good asshole.
Well, that's kind of personal.
If not, give it time. I'm working on it. I'm drinking milk.
We can save that chat for Paulie's channel, maybe. Yeah, can you see, Glenn, what Laura wrote in chat? I have lots of brothers and sisters here in YouTube world.
Okay, you wait.
You got it, Laura. We should all be like one big happy family. What is the fan waving at? There you go.
Who am I waving at? I just let the pup out. I was giving her hand signals. She has to exit out the driver's door because I just leaned forward, and she stops and she looks at me this way or that way, and then I give her a hand signal, which is to go around the front of the car and go off into the woods on the right-hand side of me.
Wow, that's cool.
She's all right. She's all right.
I couldn't get my dog to do anything except sleep.
You guys, I'm sorry. I got to jump down. Something came up. Defend, it was a pleasure talking to you. Tim, it was a pleasure seeing you again and talking to you too. And Glenn, you take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon, okay?
Right back at you. You take care of yourself, all right? Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys take care.
Be careful.
Thank you.
And be warm.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take it easy, fellas.
All right.
And take care, everybody in the chat. Love you guys. Peace out.
Okay. Be careful. But yeah. No, that one thing about me. I don't really like try to talk much about it, but that one thing about me, especially about who my real dad is and who my stepdad is. Boy, I always look at my stepdad as my real dad and as my true blood.
Thanks for sharing that with us, though. It's actually a great story. That you had a stepdad who was able to step right in and just sounds like he treated you guys as his own.
Oh yeah. No, that's one thing about him. He did do that. He always made sure that me and my brother needed what we needed. He always taught us, right from wrong.
Wow.
He they were more like a real father than stepdad.
Oh, geez.
Well, I can remember growing up and my mom having a magnet on the fridge, and it had the phrase that went a little something like, "Anybody can be a father, but it takes somebody special to be a dad."
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
And actually, do you guys remember? Well, I mean, it's
Hello,
not an
Peanut.
old movie, but the movie Parenthood with Steve Martin. And Steve Martin, and it was like an all-star cast. Keanu Reeves was in it too, and Keanu Reeves at one point came up with a phrase, and it was probably the smartest thing that ever came out of Keanu Reeves' mouth. He said, "I don't get it. You need a license to drive a car, but you don't need a license to become a father."
So, are you
No, yeah.
equating Tim? Are you equating a penis to a weapon, or
What?
a
No,
form of
no, a
mobility?
license to drive a car. No, a license to drive a car. You need a license to drive a car, but you
But
don't
wait a
need a
minute,
license to become a father. I wasn't mentioning weapons.
you don't think that a vehicle is
Hi,
a
Peanut.
weapon?
Well, maybe in your hands. Get off the road!
I gotta do
Okay,
some
who
cop
timed
watching,
it
Tammy. Get
that out?
out of my way! Cherries and berries.
I'm not driving, I'm traveling!
Oh yeah. So a cop asked me for my ID. He says to me, "Hey, you got any ID on you?" I said, "Yeah, but it's not my picture."
Oh, God. Yeah. No. Yeah, you don't like to escalate
He's like, "What's
things.
that supposed to be?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Fucking forget it." I just walked away from him. He stood there scratching his fucking head.
There's
And
Glenn.
of course, they did the typical go run your license plate and then see all the actions of all the times your license plate has been ran, and then they logically deduce that it's more than likely you driving the vehicle, right? Then they look up the name of the person that was driving the vehicle that got ID'd. Oh, she's almost 6 feet tall, brown hair, hazel eyes, blah 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 blah. Yep, that looks like that fucking asshole, whatever. And down the road they go.
Peanut's awesome. How are you, Peanut? Oh, is the dog playing peekaboo? That's what Lulu says. Ah, she's so cute.
Yeah, I kind of lost a little bit of connection there.
Oh my God.
She
Oh,
had
nice
her own
seeing his
COVID mask.
eye.
Oh, what kind of dog that is?
Good job.
Yeah, Glenn was just asking what kind of dog that was.
Glenn, it's American Bulldog and AKC American Fieldbred Chocolate Lab.
Oh, okay.
So well behaved.
Otherwise known as fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What kind of dog do you have, sir? An awesome one.
Well, when we go into places like courthouses and stuff, we always get the asshole that doesn't know that legally they can only ask 2 questions, and they usually come out with this struggled communication with me. Um, and the question the whole time that they were trying to communicate to me was, "What kind of dog is it?" And it just pisses me off because it's so outside of the paradigm of what they're supposed to be doing in their role, right? So I just look at them and I go, "Fucking awesome." They're just like, "Oh shit." Right? Dish, bring it.
Now, Peanut says that poor dog.
I have to make sure I'm not setting her up. Sometimes I put her dish up front. Find it. And what do we have here? Bring it. Good job.
Aw.
Yes, she just retrieved her dish. So,
oh, that's a smart dog.
I'm gonna try and do this without doxing my location and everything. As you know, I have some security issues. But you see, my keys are in the ignition right now. You see these keys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can do this way.
You're not gonna hotwire it, are you?
Emma, keys.
Well, I mean, I see your hand. Oh, that's your leg. I thought, oh, look what she's doing.
Good job, baby.
That's awesome.
You would be surprised how
see.
handy. You would be surprised how handy that gets when you lock your keys in the car and your window is open, just a tad bit, just enough to get this very little bit of an edge of a rope and pull it through the keys and then open up your doors. And so, yeah, I have a story that goes with that. I was stopping off at a Java stop. Amazing to been drinking coffee, right? And the young lady that was inside the Java stop was outside smoking a cigarette, and I didn't know that Emma barking at me was to let me know that it was her that was in front of the store, which was behind me, right? That's what her job is. I was freaking out because the keys were in the ignition and I had locked myself out of the car, right? Ultimately, locking her in the car, right? Right? So we went through this routine where Emma got to retrieve the keys out of the ignition and stuck her head up to the window and everything and actually passed me the keys through the window. And when I got, opened up the door, reached in, grabbed my wallet. Obviously, I wasn't having a good day because I got out without the wallet or the keys. And after I got everything all settled and everything, went to walk back into the store. The woman was standing there with a cigarette like this, looking at me. And I was like, "Oh, you just saw all that, huh?" Yeah, she's pretty fucking awesome. So if you guys will just bear with me a second, I'm going to take the time to feed this wonderful canine.
There you go.
No, that is the best security you ever had. That right there.
Oh yeah. Dogs are really everyone's best friend when you think about it.
Yeah.
Unconditional love. It's like, Glenn, you ever see the dogs that are, kept in, really horrible conditions and everything. But yet when when their master comes, around, they're like, "Yay, he's back, he's back." It's insanity. They're just so, forgiving.
No, the good thing ain't no fugitive. No, every fugitive worst nightmare. You know who that is?
Jeez.
They get the doggy bounty hunter.
Oh, dog the bounty hunter. There you go.
That worst dog. That worst nightmare. All the criminals got.
Well, it's funny. The other day, Omaha cop block was in a video, and I guess the dog was about to attack him, and Omaha's like, no, keep the dog back or whatever. And it's funny, you just brought up, with all the arrests he's been garnering this week, maybe he will run into Dog the Bounty Hunter at some point. I don't know. I'd rather
It wouldn't surprise me not one bit.
I'd rather get attacked by a German Shepherd than Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Seeing you guys are receptive to the EWMA, Emma, my pup.
Yeah.
And she's a little desperate for some camera time. Believe it or not, she has more subscribers on my channel than I do. Most people don't come to my channel for me. But in any essence, Emma, front. Who's your daddy?
Aw.
Touch. Size. Plots. Crawl. Go.
Aw.
Emma, wait. Keys.
She's like, you're interrupting my meal.
Where's the keys? Good job. Go.
There you go.
So I had already hid the keys in the back when I got her food. A little bit of distraction, mental exercise.
And she went right back at it.
Not until I told her so. Chew. Free. Good job.
Man, if you could do that with like little kids, you'd get your own show. You'd get your own show on like A&E or something.
Oh, I got a great one for you. So we're inside Home Depot, one of the places that we use to train, and there's a family in there that doesn't speak English. I've learned to try to stay away from saying the nationality and telling the story, because when people start to say I'm race baiting or whatever and all that. But in any essence, English wasn't their first language. And there were two children that were approximately chew. So if you're wondering why I keep telling Emma to chew and I keep getting her to stop chewing, it is because she has a short snout, which means she's brachyphilic. So because she gulps food, it traps air in with the food. And if she goes out and she, goes to relieve herself and starts running around and everything, she can go through gastric torsion, which is a twisting of the stomach, and or suffer flatulence. So that's why I do that. A lot of people are like, oh my God, just let the fucking dog eat. Jesus Christ, he doesn't even let the dog eat, for crying out loud. But anyways, so we're walking in a paint aisle, and we come across these two kids, and I'm just going to say they were like 2 feet tall, right? Forget about ages, maybe 6, 11, something like that, whatever. And they see this ferocious beast, and the little girl hides behind the little boy, and the little boy runs and hides behind the little girl, and the little girl runs and hides behind the little boy, and they're doing like this little merry-go-round thing of trying to hide behind each other, right? Look over each other's shoulders. So the parents, the dad and the brother, are busy looking up at this painting tool, right? And they're absolutely oblivious to what's going on. So the two kids find shelter on the U-boat, where you would like get sheetrock and put it on the U-boat, like thing or whatever. So the kids are on that, and they're hiding underneath all the shit that they got, that they're going to purchase and everything. And they're hiding like they're in a little fort and everything. But I see the boy, and the boy is way more scared than the young girl is. And the young girl is curious. She's looking over the shoulder. She's got this cute look on her face, inquisitive look, like, oh my God, it's a nice dog, but I'm scared shitless of it. So I put Emma through some warm-up routines of, sit, lay down, stand between my legs on command, on guard. And the little girl started distancing herself from the little boy. And so I got the parents, I got the dad and the brother's attention, and I said, hey, I noticed that you got young kids, and we're going to come through. My dog's really trained. I don't want you to be freaked out for your kid's sake or whatever, because 90% of the time when you see children that are fearful of dogs, they're getting that through life lessons from their caretakers or their guardians, their parents. So I knew that the issue might be, an issue for the father and the uncle at the same time. Well, right at the same time that communication was happening, a young lady that worked in Home Depot came walking down the aisle, and I was like, hablo inglés. And she started speaking to them and explaining to them that it was my signal dog and everything else. By the end of this interaction, the little boy and the little girl were hand feeding treats to Emma. And that's just one of the great things about Emma that always warms my heart is to extend an opportunity for the younger generations that were kind of polluted to believe due to their cultural beliefs or their parents' upbringing or whatever, to stay away from dogs, right? You give them an opportunity to make decisions for themselves as they grow up, to understand that not all dogs are bad or something to be scared of. Because what a lot of people don't realize, a lot of times dogs will attack somebody because that individual telepaths to that dog that they are weaker, that they are inferior, and the dog smells the fear and causes the dog to be anxious, to believe that it is in a threatening situation. So yeah, that was a pretty awesome deal, because when the young lady asked the dad if it was okay for, if the kids wanted to give the dog the treat, the dad was like, trying to be all like macho and everything, like tough guy or whatever. So I made the dad give Emma a treat first, but I showed him a hand signal for her to sit and for her to lay down. And when he realized he could control the dog, the kids were free to do whatever they wanted with the dog.
Now, did you notice how she snuck into the behind you into the camera sight? She's a glory hound.
Yeah, she's a smart cookie. That's for damn sure. She always knows what I'm talking about her too. The reflection of my tone, the inflection of my tone. She's all about being driven by ears. That's for sure. Right now, she's just noticed that a car on the opposite side of the street has pulled up and parked. That's why she's standing up and looking out the window.
Now, did you train her yourself?
I have no clue.
Did you train her yourself?
Yes, I trained her myself. So Emma has never had a day of professional training. We did go to, and only because I was asked by a trainer to visit their training facility with Emma, so that Emma could be used as an example in one of the courses that they were training. His leader dog was it had undergone an operation and was going to be out of service for a couple of months. So he saw an opportunity to where, as if we were willing, that he could use Emma as an example to be a leader dog in his introductory course. What's up, kiddo? So that class, if you will, where she was the example as a very young puppy, I believe she was about 7.5, 8 months old at that point in time. And again, dog trainer completely blown as far as, what she could do at that age. And on Sundays, we found a place while we were in California, excuse me, that had Puppyville Sundays. And it was an opportunity for individuals who lived in remote areas and may not have social interactions for the young and upcoming, the infantile, if you will, very young puppies, to socialize with other dogs, which is absolutely crucial in dog obedience and training and forming the dog's mentality into its teenage and mature years, having a good foundation. So that was like $10 every Sunday. So $10 every Sunday. So $10 every Sunday, we would go to this Puppyville Sunday, and it was just an opportunity for pet owners to bring their dogs, take them off leash, and just let puppies go be puppies. And Emma was such a leader dog. She would run laps around this place. After she ran around and sniffed and said hello to everybody, she'd play cat like she was, prancing like a cat with another dog, with her butt in the air and her paws way down, and she'd prance back and forth like, like a cat. and then she'd
Like, I'm
scoot
going this
really
way.
fast.
I'm going that way. I'm going this way. I'm going that way.
Exactly. And she would make a very fast movement either to the left or to the right laterally to see if that dog was going to chase her. And then she would find that one dog that would chase her, and those two would run the outer perimeter as fast as they could, balls out, even though she's a gal, just full force until all the other dogs were chasing them, right? Well, there was always these 4 or 5 dogs, some young, some smaller than the other dogs, some big dogs, just timid, and not knowing what to do, that would hide and take shelter underneath the picnic table. So they'd have the top of the picnic table under,
Yeah.
and they'd be sitting there watching these dogs running around in a circle going, what the fuck is wrong with these people, right? And Emma would break off from the galloping circle, run up to the picnic table, and she'd drop her paws down with her butt in the air. What's up, baby? And she would entice in a cat-like motion until every one of those puppies underneath that table came out and joined the running circle, or she would just take over the show. Just take over the show and get all those timid dogs. It was like she could relate to those timid dogs and say, hey, you're cool, you can play too. And she would never give up until every dog underneath that table was out running around with the rest of the dogs.
Have you ever thought about training? Have you ever thought about training professionally? I mean, do you have to take like special courses for that, or?
Me training professionally, like as a job?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, I have a different belief system when it comes to dog training and dog psychology, right? Psychoanalyzing a dog. It's kind of like and this isn't me putting myself like in a class of like superiority or, grandiose thinking or whatever. But it's often said that Cesar Millan, while he has these immense skills to be able to relate to a dog, while some people don't necessarily agree with his tactics at times or whatever, outside of all of that, ultimately, Cesar Millan, his skills aren't transferable. They're good for TV. They're good for cinematography. They're good for exciting dog owners to see certain examples.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
And apply that, but they're not necessarily transferable as in you go, you learn how to do it, you learn how to flip the egg at the right time, at the right temperature or whatever, and you can do it, all the time. In that sense, transferable. And I come across a lot of that in my understanding of dogs. And believe it or not, the biggest hindrance, the largest or most significant, impactful, negative aspect of teaching or training dogs is the owner. They don't want to do the homework. They don't want to build that bond in the learning of that lesson, and they become dependent because, let's face it, Americans are fucking lazy, right? If you go to if you want to eat, you go to a restaurant, let somebody bring you the cooked food rather than cooking the food, right? It's all about convenience. So they look at dog trainers.
I don't think that's just America, though. I mean,
I haven't done any international traveling. I'm only being out of the United States once, and that's a story for another day. But most international travelers that understand the canine world highlight the difference why there are more euthanasias in America when it comes to canines and the dog problems in America as opposed to foreign countries and the belief spectrum. We don't hold canine owners to be responsible to the level that foreign countries do in their countries, and they have less problems as far as dog population and euthanasia and all of that stuff. But back to what the number one hindrance is, being the dog owners. They'll sit there and they'll nod and they'll sit there and they'll be wild, and then you'll teach them, you'll walk the mile along with them. I'm one of those dog trainers that tries to relate personally, going through the back door with the dog owner to the dog, whereas most dog trainers, in my experience, will go through the front door and take the dog away from the owner, run their program and then try to marry the owner with the dog and their program. And
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
that's a big misstep, because what happens is that the dog learns the psychology of the relationship and the avenue being used for bonding, whatever reward system, whether it's treat, no treat, affection, whatever the case may be. And they get used to that with the trainer. While they learn the fundamentals, such as hand signals, whatever the case may be, that level, that aspect of respect and control isn't there. In order to bridge that gap, and here's the gimmick, the owner has to do the homework and fulfill that leader of the pack role and the training mechanism that the dog trainer was doing. And that part falls off. They just go back to being pets when they go home, typical yelling and screaming, slamming shit. Oh my God, they took a shit in the floor, blah, blah. And they're not that individual, non-personally related leadership, leader of the pack, technical, do this, do that, consistent. Right. They'll maintain that consistency. My deal is to get the owner to understand why that bonding and that ability to psychoanalyze and to give that dog that security, the faith, the belief that they can rely. Every time they take a shit and they turn back and they look at their owner, they're relying on their owner to have their back. They're in a vulnerable position. And they're also still doing their job, such as being lesser in the pack. So sorry about the dog diatribe or whatever. It's not easy for me to get my thoughts out all the time or whatever, but those are my issues. And my issues are me getting paid for something that I know that this dog is going to come back to me for the next level of training or for more training, sapping the owner, because I know that the owner isn't doing that very important task of their, what I call homework. That's how dog trainers make their money. They don't tell them the whole story, or the dog trainer doesn't necessarily know the whole story.
Yeah, I hear that. That makes sense. It's like, if you're going to send troops to Afghanistan, you're not going to train them in Canada or Alaska, right? You're going to train them like where they're going to be acclimated.
Or in a different language, and then bring them back to America. And then when they get these same commands or these same tactical codes or whatever in English, they're like, I don't recognize that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then when they get an idea because they see somebody doing something because they responded to the English code for it or whatever, they're like, well, I kind of get that, but I'm really not sure because it's not the way that was cemented, the way that I originally learned it. Mm-hmm. And that's the continuation that has to happen with the, with the dog owner doing their homework. And homework is a really big category of responsibilities. And it just doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I knew a fella who would sit in a bar in Northern California, and the guy didn't have a care in the world. And yes, she is. So the gentleman that comes to the same spot we're at, who never lets his dog socialize with any other dogs. And it's because he's a grandpa and this is his grandson's dog, and the grandson's disabled. So he takes the dog during the daytime and brings him out into the woods and stuff like that. So he's very protective of his German pointer, his grandson's German pointer, because, the kid loves the dog. And, I got him to warm up to Emma once he saw. It's amazing how adults will start to come out of their very ice block mentality when they see the relationship or the investment, the amount of time that's been put between the owner and the dog, right? So I can put Emma through 2 minutes of a routine, or just walk off in a distance and do a little exhibition with her or whatever. And when we come back, that guy that is not a people person, that's always got this angry, disgruntled look on his face or whatever, is the first one to come walking up to you and asking you questions about your dog, whatever the case is. Really, really a huge icebreaker. I don't know.
I have a question for you. So the hand signals that you give her, are those like universally recognized around the globe, or is that just a United States thing? I mean, in other words, are the signals that you give, are they English?
So My hand signals with Emma are very similar to what some people see. Like when I was in Vegas, I came across an individual. She was very dog oriented, like really driven, compelled to be around dogs, and had some experience working in the Vegas animal shelter. And she would do the what is known to be the average, the commonly used hand signals, and that gave me an idea of where she was coming from as far as her experience with dogs.
Yeah.
And she asked me the same question, so I'm going to answer it to you the same way I explained it to her. When I understood that Emma had a very high level of energy, bar none, off the fucking charts, I knew that in order to combat that energy or use that energy to my advantage, incorporate it into training, that it was going to have to be double-edged sword. It was going to have to be a physical training, and it was going to have to be a mental exercise at the same time in order to keep her focus to get the physical response to match up to what I wanted as far as our training and for her to be a signal dog. Emma is a good canine citizen certified dog. Now, what that basically means, and I'll just give you one quick example, and it's just one. You guys can go and look it up online as far as what the benchmarks are in order to get that certification. But one of the examples, and the best that I can use in this situation, in this conversation, is Tim Barry is walking with his dog, and he suffers a heart attack. Sorry, Tim.
Well, you know,
it happens.
Half attack a day, it's bound to happen, right?
And half a pack, yeah, right. Shit, I wish it was a half a pack a day. But anyway, so Tim has a very protective golden retriever robotic dog, as you see inside his icon there. And EMT comes to provide medical services for Tim. EMT cannot get to Tim because the golden retriever is snarly and yapping and looking like they're going to attack, right? So they need to get to Tim, life-saving time, crucial amount, intervention. And a good canine citizen dog, one of the firemen would be able to walk up to the dog and put his hand out for the dog to smell his hand, or show some level of wanting to provide service to the dog owner. Another fireman would be able to come over and grab the dog by the collar and walk away with the dog without the dog turning around looking like a vicious pit bull and, like, get away from my owner, whatever the case is. And so how that relates to good canine citizen in that example of the temperament that the dog has to have through its training, and why my hand signals are not common, they're more direct between Emma and I, is because I want Emma to be able to respond good canine citizen to verbal speech from EMT if they should have to respond to me. Oh, hi, doggy, good doggy. Emma puts her paws down and she puts her butt up in the air and she looks up and everything and she's like, hey, what the fuck's going on? My dad over here, whatever, right? And somebody approaches the dog and says, oh, okay. And the other guy goes in and gives me the chest compressions or whatever. That if they use hand signals, I have nothing to override their signals. So if somebody is walking down the street and they want to fuck my dog and they use hand signals that are commonly known, they can fuck with my dog because my dog is a good canine citizen dog. It's going to respond to other people giving her commands. She's receptive to that.
Wow.
However, if I give her a verbal command, which is interlaced in German, hand signals, and regular English. So there's a lot of work that is in there as far as her capacity for me to have ultimate executive control over her. That's why my hand signals aren't the common hand signals. So an individual, a little girl walks up to her, grabs her tail, and she goes, oh my God! Emma's going to put her head down and she's going to turn away. If the little girl turns around and says, sit, 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 because she's scared and she's trying to back up, Emma's going to sit. But if Emma still goes to sniff the little girl because the little girl's standing there and she's all excited and everything and gets her all amped up and everything, and I say, whoa, that's a no-go situation. It's a little girl. We're in public. I need you here working with me. Heel. She's responsive to that because I have the overriding executive commands. I hope that answered your question, Tim.
Oh yeah, pretty much. I mean, you guys have your own little thing, and that's cool. But see, from what I understand, you're saying that she still can respond to like emergency situations.
Look at her.
Right?
She wants to go out and play with that chocolate lab. Bad. I mean, German. It's a German pointer. I keep wanting to say German Shepherd, but yeah. So the best way I could describe it. The best way I could describe it is I was extremely concerned and trying to limit the amount of distractions in order for Emma to be able to perform flawlessly in public in order to be a service dog. So I put specific measures to make sure that other individuals who are pet owners that may have gone to a dog obedience class or whatever and learned some basic globally recognized hand signals would not be able to communicate with my dog and distract her from her task. Wow. That's the shorter of the longer answer. Sorry.
No, I mean, I got it. If you don't mind me asking, and we may have already covered this, somewhere, along the line, but if you don't mind me asking, and you can tell me to kick rocks, but can I ask you why you have to have a service dog?
She's my signal dog. I'm severely hard of hearing, Tim.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So this is how I am comfortable enough to be able to see when other people are speaking and when people are overlapping and speaking as to.
Oh, okay. That's neat.
That's neat.
So I have it away from. I have a Bluetooth speaker that I can feel the vibration going. So when I'm speaking, as well as everybody says, "Oh, why are you wearing the earbuds if you can't hear?" I can hear. It's like this much. And the subjective environmental acoustics that are going on and everything happening to go up and down that level. Glenn understands my situation. He has issues as well. Yeah. And an anxiety disorder. It's a lot of mental fatigue to keep that hamster going in the wheel in the head of trying to figure out who's saying what. And I am more of a visual communicator. So if I was over at your house and Emma was giving me a signal and I'm like, hey, what's going on? You hear something, whatever, and you point towards the door, I instantaneously know that there's somebody at the door.
Right.
Whereas if you were across the room and there was a backhoe in your backyard digging up your septic tank or whatever, or you were doing dishes and there was white noise going on from the water going or whatever, and you asked me to bring out the trash or whatever, and you think I'm just being an asshole because I didn't hear you. That's a real life example, by the way, with an ex-girlfriend.
I wonder why she's an ex. You never took out the trash.
Oh, country boy.
She took it as if I didn't appreciate her. But so I have these issues, including and I'm binaurally fit for hearing aids, meaning that I have a severe hearing impairment in both ears. Yeah. And this is my only now completely broken hearing aid that I recently brought in December to have this hose replaced because of COVID and the mask. I was constantly taking the mask off of my ear. And I was constantly bending my hearing aid, and it caused for the older brittle hose to crack. Hey. When I brought this hearing aid to be repaired in Colorado, instead of them taking this tiny little pin that is located right here with a needle and just poking it and pulling the pin out and taking this plastic piece off, they would have been able to hold the plastic piece. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it with all this focus.
I saw a little hole and everything. Yeah, it should be an easy fix.
So there's supposed to be a nub right here. There's a portion missing. So when
Right.
the
So
old
those
plastic hose was
contactors
on
have to
there,
be
it
earpiece,
would
right?
bend that anchor, that nub that the hose would go over and lock onto. So that's where
Oh,
it broke and cracked. So what they decided to do was instead of taking this piece off and holding on to the clear hook and wrestling this on as far up as they possibly could so that it would stay on,
yeah.
they took their finger and put it on my microphone and high switch and wrestled it onto the hose, breaking the circuit board inside my hearing aid.
Oh no.
So it was a completely functional, only needed a peripheral piece, the hose, to needing a catastrophic injury, and that has caused all kinds of depression, anxiety, frustration, communication, whatever the case may be. And recently I had a conversation with an individual who was asking me, and he was a nice guy, right? And I just wish that he would have understood a little bit more as far as being in my shoes, because he was a genuine person. He was like, well, why don't you walk around with your transcription app and just ask people to talk into your phone? And I was like,
Yeah, really?
how the fuck do you
Yeah.
think that's going to go, right?
Well,
Glenn,
I'm pretty tell you like this.
That works if you happen to be like, from a foreign country and you're letting the person know through speaking a different language to them and showing them that it's translating into English and it's beneficial to the other speaker. This isn't beneficial to the other speaker. The other speaker is just sitting there looking at you going, wait a minute, it's typing out my words. Is that recording me? Or is that like, I don't want to talk into the phone. I'm trying to talk to you. Well, I'm trying to talk to you too. And you won't let me sit in your lap. I can't put my ear close to your face.
Unless you're talking to Santa. But you look a little too big to be sitting on Santa's lap at this point in time.
Yeah, like I said, Santa was cool until you tugged on his beard.
Yeah. Now, Glenn, do you have hearing aids too?
No, well, my you out of whack, so far out of whack, I can feel vibration like whenever I got the headset on, and that's how I can pick out the words, because each word's different. And well, I can long as I got my head and listen, someone talk, I can actually pick out each word like person saying, and that how I can tell by vibration each word send out different vibration to my skin, I can feel it, and
okay,
that
Glenn,
how I can yeah.
Glenn, can you put me center screen for a second?
Yeah.
You are center screen. Oh, now you're left screen. Now you're center screen again.
So, can you guys make out the words that are on my transcription?
Hang on, Zay, I'm fixing to blow you up.
So that's what your phone picked up from Glenn?
Just bear with me, Glenn. I can see you speaking because I can see your icon going. Okay, so you can see the words. Can you make out those words clearly on your end?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, boom, I have my answer. The both of you tried to answer at the same time, but I couldn't tell which one of you was speaking. I still don't know which one of you was speaking, but I got a yes from somebody. And that's where the oh, yeah is, right?
Yeah.
So when I see the yeah, I know that's Glenn Lambright. How do I know that? Because I've been listening to Glenn Lambright long enough to know what his speech blueprint is, his form of articulation. However, I'm going to show you a little bit here. Just bear with me 1 second. Let me find the passage I want to point out to you.
This is awesome.
No, it depends. Mike can back me up on this one. He might can relive like I can.
So these were Glenn Lambright's words. Oh, I can feel bad why she, like, whenever I got the heel and, I can pick out the worms. Now I know that he was saying the word. Worms was supposed to be words. That Glenn Lambright has an issue with picking out the words different. right? So as all
Yeah.
this is going on, I've got to flip through the Rolodex in my head because this isn't perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get it fucked up and I look like an idiot. But those are the risks and the chances I take in trying to overcome the barriers of dealing with
Cat.
the YouTube
Yeah.
world.
So, Glenn, that translation program that he's using would not work for you, is what you're saying, right, Glenn?
Well, I can use that for myself, but I go beyond using something like that because simple fact I can read lips and I can actually look at a person and it'll tell what they saying that my headset, but hey, listen, everybody talking on the phone and whatever, I can pick out the word by vibration, and and that's how I doing it.
Wow.
But that is pretty cool.
That's amazing,
So
Yeah.
one of the important parts about communication is a level of comfort, to be calm, to be receptive, to be open-minded enough to receive the stimuli that you're getting and to be able to interpret that stimuli to appropriately respond or be in line with the communication. If you're talking to me about apples and I'm responding to you with oranges, you're just going to walk away fucking scratching your fucking head, or you're just going to end the communication as quick as you can. So if I ask you to repeat yourself and say, I know you're talking about fruit, but are you talking about oranges? And you're like, this guy's fucking with me. Like, I don't know how to deal with it. Where you don't have the temperance, the compassion, or the objectivity to be able to be meaningful in your communication. A lot of people communicate second nature, right? They just expect as they're walking away from somebody, oh yeah, do me a favor, don't forget to lock the door on your way out. You leave, you don't lock the door. You get a phone call. Hey, I came back home. I told you to lock the fucking door. When I was walking out the door, I know that's the last thing I said to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't know you said that to me. I thought you wanted the door left open for your son because they were coming home from school in an hour, which you had just said to me a couple of minutes ago. I didn't know they had a key to the house or it was under the rock or whatever and everything. I'm sorry. So people distance themselves. People distance themselves from you, or they keep you at a certain distance all the time because they can't build that security or that level of comfort, that trust in the communications with you.
So obviously the program that you use on your phone, it's not perfect, but pretty close, huh?
Pretty close in the sense that if 60% of the time I have to utilize my brain to fill in the words. Oh, that's supposed to be word, not worms.
Yeah.
As far as to roll it into my head, that's a 40% break in my head. I'm no longer doing 100 miles an hour trying to play catch up or try to develop what I'm trying to say to respond to something. So now I have these very elongated sentences trying to cover everything that my wheels were spinning about at 100 miles an hour. So if I'm able to receive the information as accurate as possible, my sentences can be more concentrated because I can take that percentage of processing and actually put it towards the meaningful substantive content of what the communication is about and respond.
Could I ask both you and Glenn, again, a personal question, both of you?
Jesus fucking Christ, what did this turn into, the freaking Tim Barry freaking interview hour or something? Jesus fucking Christ, Glenn.
This stuff
I'm
is so.
fucking with you, bro.
I know, and but the reason why I'm so interested, and is I don't know if you know, Defend. I know I told Glenn when I was younger, I was deaf, and I had to have surgery, and I had to wear a hearing aid. I only have like one ear, and so I'm deaf on one side completely. And when I was a kid, I was like almost totally deaf on the other side, so I had to wear hearing aids. Then I had, I had surgery that seems to have corrected it. I'm curious, when did both of
Hey,
you?
Tim, let me interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
Can I let you in on a little secret?
As long as it's not too personal, because the internet is forever.
I knew you had a familiarity with deaf culture just by your line of questioning. I've been dealing with it my whole life. No worries, brother.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. But I guess the question is, when did both of you first start experiencing hearing loss, or was it from birth, or did something happen? And because you and I have been talking, back and forth, maybe we should let Glenn answer first.
I agree.
Well,
Take center
my
stage, Glenn.
dude, at a younger age, I had ear damage. Of course, I had tummy in both of my ears, and that what causing the majority of my hearing loss.
Wow.
Started out with my left side, and then I had tummy in my left side, and I had that taken out when about 9, 10, well, about 11, 12 years old. I had the same problem with my right ear. With the same thing, well, when you struck my right ear, well, only lasted like 3 days, and that finally gave out on me 3 days. After 3 days, and ever since I've been like that. I hadn't relied on a headset. By the way, hello, one hot girl. But anyway, I had relied on the headset, on vibration, and when I talk to other people, I kind of had to look at them
So,
a lot of
so
time because
yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
can relive.
That must have been so frustrating and scary for you as a 10 or 11-year-old. I can only imagine.
Well, the thing about me, I got used to it over years. I had to do that. That's why I don't wear. Doctor tell me, oh, you need to wear a hearing aid. My problem is I can't make myself wear them because of the simple fact it don't do me no good because when I go wear them, it hurt my ear even more. Well, that's why I wear a headset because a headset help do more vibration on a lot of that.
Right.
So
When you said, within 3 days, all I could think of was like, I imagine like, waking up deaf one day or waking up blind one day. I mean, even though it's 3 days for you, Glenn, I mean, that must have been terrifying, and I'm sorry for that. I mean, Jesus.
well, thing about me, already deaf in my left ear, and when they did that on my right ear, it just it wasn't as scary, like the first time when I went deaf in my left ear, and Corey thing like me, no, I got so used to it, that one I don't wear. That one of my main reason why I don't wear a hearing aid because it's a capability that I can do. Which why I got that capability because I've done it so long, and hearing aid don't really apply to me like with some people.
Right. Wow. How about you, Defend? What? I'll repeat the question. Like, what age
I
were
got you.
you
I
when
got
you?
you.
Oh,
I
okay.
got you. I'm on you here. I didn't realize that I was on. I was on mute. Um. So.
I
All
I
right.
could have
So here
cracked a
we
joke
go.
there, but I
Here we
didn't.
go. I'm going to try and make it the most condensed within the time it takes to smoke this cigarette. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Explanation. So I was born with a bone deformity, both ears, left and right, in my middle ear. Instead of having the hammer, the anvil, and the stirrup, the three tiny little bones inside your middle ear, otherwise known as the bridge of sound. I have the equivalent of what is a loofah sponge, a organic loofah sponge from the sea. If you take out a nickel size of that and about a quarter of an inch, and you were to hold it up to the light, and you were to see the very spiny, bony matrix of a loofah sponge, that is one bone
Low low.
instead of those three tiny little bones at the bridge of sound that everybody else hears. So you can equate your bridge of sound, not yours, Tim, but generally the average person has a bridge of sound to being the fiber optic cable of the human ear. It takes everything from the
Oh.
funnel and it compresses it, the data, the acoustical energy, and it goes through the three bones. First, it hits the eardrum. The eardrum flexes it, gives it the compression and the push for it to travel over the three bones, the bridge of sound, the fiber optic cable, converting it into, when it hits the inner ear, which has the cochlea with a
Right.
bunch of tiny little hairs in a very fluid environment, changing the signal coming through the fiber optic bridge of sound, those three bones, into a electrical energy that the brain understands.
Okay.
My issue is in the fiber optic cable. It's not very direct. It doesn't compress. You guys are hearing digital. I'm hearing analog, and not only analog, but with a broken speaker, with a reverb and sound going in all different directions, it not coming
Yeah.
clearly. So by the time it gets to the end of that very loofah-like sponge and all the sounds, the highs and the lows, hitting the eardrum and then being flexed instead of the fiber optic cable, the three bones, the bridge of sound, I have a web after web of and those little bits being lost by the time they get to the
Yeah.
end to be converted in the cochlea, so the brain can't process, very much like when you looked at the words on my transcription and saw that the words were different and you would have to stop and think about it. Well, now I have to do all of that because I don't have that stimuli, I don't have those variables, and now I'm trying to make up for that visually. Meanwhile, while I'm trying to do all of that, I miss that hot chick that's got legs up to here and boobs out to here walking down the street over there who's waving at me. Call me sometime. But I don't see her. I'm too busy trying to figure it all out. So
Well,
the
you're not
average person
blind.
has more. The average person flying blind, right?
I said, no,
The
you're not blind. You're not blind.
Oh well, I am. I am of sorts, especially in this situation as I'm discussing with you, because my eyes are focused here. They're not looking at my ambient surrounding, and that's
Good
why the
point.
EAA
Yeah. Okay.
is an awesome accommodation. So I hope I explained that as
Low, Wes.
I use the bridge of sound, fiber optic cable, different examples for other people out there to possibly be able to relate to what I was saying.
Wow.
So that has turned into an anxiety disorder. People responding to me differently growing up. And here comes the eternal victim, just explaining. My needing a couple of more seconds to understand, to look, to be able to scroll through. And I'm just using this as an example. I've only had access to this level of access with this transcription app probably for the better part of the past 6 months since I started doing panels. It's actually what empowered me to actually dare to get onto panels, as well as certain individuals who were doing panels that had the level of compassion and the being willing to take the time until I got, the give me those couple of seconds, right, to do repeating and stuff like that. Some people
Yeah.
on panels are like, I got a show to do, I can't deal with that gimp over there, and they just steamroll right over you, whatever the case is. Hey, that's fine, I understand. I just don't go to those panels.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be really hard, for both of you guys, dealing with panels, especially because everyone talks over each other.
The one that really gets
Wait.
me is the roboting. The roboting is
Yeah.
huge. That's like it's like you're running down the sidewalk and all of a sudden somebody just sticks their leg out from around the corner and trips you and you fall on your face and you get back up and you keep running trying to catch up with everything. And it's exhausting. It's extremely exhausting.
One thing I know about there's different level, the person, being dead, or there people can't hear, can't feel the vibration, like I can. Then you got the Finn, you got Tim Berry, in the different level, of the hearing loss. And one thing I know about, I know several other people that had trouble going through the same thing, but there are some people who are born deaf, and in other words, they can't hear noise, they can't feel vibration. But one of my friends, high school friend, had a son went through surgery because he's deaf. He had the bone implant on both his ears and place.
Cochlear implant.
Yeah.
Cochlear implant.
Yes.
Yep. I got you, Glenn.
Well, he also wears hearing aid with it, help on that. And well, that's just the level one, the heart far worse. Well, we got we ain't that far along, from that. But going with my situation, I've been through 2 ear surgeries. Hello, Golden Eyes. But I been through 2 ear surgeries. Well, that there don't really describe to me, because simple fact I done been through 2 ear surgery and they don't really want to go back over to do that with me.
Right. Because
Well,
it's not scar tissue, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Sorry.
One of the funny things is that from time to time I have these communications through email and sometimes in the back rooms of panels and stuff, and I'll bring up something somebody said, and it's funny because people that don't have hearing problems will say to me, "No, didn't he say?" And then somebody else on the panel will go, "No, Defen's right. That's what he said." And they're like, they feel stupid, or they're like questioning what I said because they're like, that's not what I heard, and they don't have the hearing problem. So I flip out my app and I go, "It's all right here on the transcript. You see, that's where the words are." And they're like, "Holy shit!" Right? Like it's a definite spin on a situation when people who have functional hearing don't necessarily hear or understand what the communication is going, because they're rolling a cigarette like I'm rolling a cigarette, or they're doing dishes and they just got it plugged in or whatever, and they miss something. They're not listening as intentfully. Well, I'm sitting here with vibrations on a Bluetooth speaker sitting on my lap. Sometimes I have it on my steering wheel and I have my hand up on my steering wheel, and I get these cues, these other cues, these hints, little cheat sheets of what I'm trying to make up on panel, and also seeing icons blink. Sometimes it's hard, like on Glenn Lambright's panel right now, you can't see the microphone. So if sorry, I just played a deaf joke on you guys. I was saying if I put my microphone on mute, I can see the microphone is on mute, right? But when I look at the screen and I don't see anybody blinking and I'm not feeling any vibration, immediately I go to a connection issue.
Oh, God.
So I'm thinking that there's something wrong with Streamlabs or something or whatever, and I'm trying to figure out, and I'm off the track. I'm not keeping up with the rest of the class. as far as whatever the conversation is going at that time.
Well, I don't know if either of you guys have noticed, but there's been a lot of nice comments in the chat section about what we're talking about. You're not only opening some eyes, but you're opening some ears.
Opening some ears. Nina.
Hello, Big Daddy.
Hi, Big Daddy.
How's it going, you guys?
So,
I was busy to get ready in the stream.
So, hey, Big Daddy. Lost Generation says in chat, and it's something that I want to take something from chat and give chat something back to chat due to their paying attention to us, right? Seems cordial and respectful. But Lost Generation made the comment. I'm sorry, Lost Generation. I lost it. Give me a second. I told my doctor I am not complaining. I'm just explaining. And I have something to offer in that regards because it's really important for me to explain to people. There are two types of individuals that are hearing impaired / and or deaf, now understood as and or deaf blind, the newest category brought into that fray. The explainers.
Oh, thank you, Miss HB. Go ahead.
The explainers and the complainers. So when I saw Lost, trying to keep it together. Lost Generation, trying to keep it together here. And they're explaining to the doctor, I'm not complaining, I'm explaining, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is that people with functional hearing and having gone through that modality of communicating with the rest of the world, taking hearing as second nature, right? The way of communicating is part of one program, whereas for the deaf and hard of hearing, the way of communicating is fractionalized. There's different components to it. There's the vibration, there's the feeling, there's the sight. All the different senses are brought together as individual categories, whereas individuals that have functional hearing and may not, or even eyesight issues corrected with glasses, it's one program. Did I understand that? Did I recognize some stimuli? Oh, this person got my attention. They don't say, oh, I felt the vibration. Where's that vibration coming from? Sound localization. Oh, I saw a little flash in the kitchen and it was over by the door. That's telling me that somebody opened the door and walked into the house, right? There's a mirror on the wall here. I don't see anybody in the room or whatever, but I see off of the reflection of the glass either on a door of a car or in a hallway in a house or a business or an elevator, like the brass doors on an elevator. That's another system visually. All of those things are being utilized as a form of communication as one program. So it takes a lot more effort and a lot more work to go into it. And that's why I find it really funny when people say, you hear better than I do. And what I hear when somebody says that to me is, you understand better than I do. I take these things for granted, whereas you don't. They're primary and first. They're of a priority to you, and you're constantly in that priority. So it's really funny to see, for me personally, Lost Generation, thank you for speaking up and putting that sentence in there, because that warms me, because it gives me hope to people understanding the difference between explaining and complaining. Because a lot of times when people are explaining that suffer a hearing impairment or a hearing disability, they are viewed as complainers, and that's disheartening, because it shows a very closed-minded or an uneducated perspective that doesn't lead to any growth or any forward momentum in communicating with people. So thank you for that, Lost Generation.
Oh God! What did Big Daddy make a bong out of engine equipment?
I do believe they refer to that as a turbo.
Yeah.
A turbo bong. Wow.
He mute.
Do not show Puppet Boy that, Big Daddy.
Jesus, that thing is like 300 fucking pounds, I swear.
What are you putting it in?
Yeah, you probably
Well,
get high just lifting it up.
Oh, dude,
Think about
that's like
racing?
100-something pounds deadlift, dude.
What are you putting it in?
I was gonna strap it on a Cummins. It's
I
off
see.
of Detroit 15. It's a variable timing.
Well, the only experience I have with a turbo is a VR6 and a cabriolet.
Oh, that was like this. This is like
Yeah, but do you know what a Volkswagen V6 and a VW Rabbit / Cabriolet?
yeah.
Can you
I had a
imagine that?
supercharged one.
Okay, well, it was a suicide machine, and it only took me 6 months to get rid of it. That's for sure. Took me a year. Took me a year to put together, and 6 months to get rid of it. Too many
That'll
speeding
run
tickets.
120 pounds turbo on stock.
Well, when your friends are in the car and they're saying, "Why are we accelerating coming off of an off ramp?" Because it's fun.
Oh, I don't know. I had one of those Dodge Omnis goes like hell models too. Like it was like an 85. I bought that thing for like $200, and boy, they
Dodge
certainly gave that
Omni?
thing. The Dodge Omni goes like hell. It was like a GHL, goes like hell or something. It was a
If I'm not mistaken,
no,
the
it's a GLH.
the Dodge Omni was like the after the Dodge K car.
Yeah, I think it came out. This was a GLH edition, but was unofficially known as Goes Like Hell. But the K car came out after that, or it was in that weird crossover because they were fusing. Them and Mitsubishi were doing the Diamond Star Motors.
Well, actually, I think you have it reversed. And for the people in chat that might be of an older age, the Dodge K car was commonly used in the military. It was the car they would drive around the officers and stuff in.
Oh, I know. I had a K car for a while, and I think it was a Poochie.
Did you guys see what Golden wrote about her grandfather in both their posts?
Yeah. Well, y'all want to go ahead and the stream here, and I thank y'all for coming up, and I thank everybody in the chat, and
Thank you.
I know there's gonna be some people visiting go live, and someone already went live, and I ain't real sure who all y'all's gone live, but Miss HB told me done said there's some people visiting get ready to go live, and I'm gonna go ahead and in it here, and hello AK came in right after the tail end, but I appreciate everybody in chat, everybody on panel, everybody came up, and I'll see y'all somewhere else.
Was Saturday any good, Glenn? Sorry.
Huh?
Was Saturday pretty good? I missed your troll Smackdown.
Well, it went all right, but nobody didn't come up, didn't do it. Maybe next Saturday we get something going.
You know, Glenn, I think you're gonna. I foresee you having a hard time with the troll Smackdown, and I'm gonna tell you why. Just give me a minute before you get off panel. A lot of people appreciate the calm atmosphere, the respectful atmosphere, and a lot of people have respect for you. And I think there might be some people out there, even trolls, that would feel a little odd coming up and having that kind of not like Glenn Lambright kind of troll battle on your panel. So in the future, if you see that people aren't jumping up to do this little fight on Glenn Lambright, you know, Glenn Lambright's kind of like the nice place to be. It's like grandma's house in a sense. Nobody wants to really have a fight there or be a part of a fight there. So don't take that to offense if it doesn't necessarily take off, brother.
Yeah,
I just thought Glenn was sitting back in the. Sorry, Glenn. I thought you were just sitting back and muting yourself and just watching people go at it.
Yeah, I'm supposed to do that.
I think it's more of a sign of respect, if anything, Glenn. I don't think it's a sign of disrespect that nobody wants to participate. Don't look at that as a failure if you experience that. That's a good thing, Glenn. That means that, you know, people want to be around good things or have good conversations. It's what your channel has gotten to be known for. You toe the line with the Smackdown, and you You don't accept bullshit, right? So don't take it to
Yeah,
offense.
yeah,
And actually, defend more importantly, it seems like every time Glenn has a panel or whatever, we all end up learning something, which is so cool.
Oh, I must have just totally didn't understand Troll Smackdown. I honestly thought it was Glenn just sits back with like a Long Island iced tea or a beer and just watches people fucking shit and piss on each other. That's what I thought the troll battle was, honestly.
Well, even if that is the intent of it, people don't, in my opinion, from what I experienced and the level of people respecting each other and having decent conversations on Glenn, don't think, hey, I want to see some people mixing it up and attacking each other or whatever. Glenn Lambright's channel isn't the first channel they think of, right? They think of Drama Dome, or maybe Jeff is here live, a drama night where people just get to jump up and air.
yeah. Hello, Chris. But yeah,
Glenn, thank you so
yeah,
much.
I am keeping a lot of things kind of open right now. Well, I'm still learning.
They don't think.
Is Defend frozen?
I get
Oh, he must have lost the signal.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But Glenn, thank you so much, man. And this was an awesome panel, dude. Thank you for letting me be a part of it, and allowing me to ask questions and stuff. And geez, every time I come on here, I learn something. Doesn't get much better than that.
Well, it became an education channel, didn't it?
It really has. I mean, you should be taken over by like a PBS or something, or National Public Radio. Because you're full of
something.
But Glenn, I'll probably see you at some point later on somewhere else. But you take care of yourself, buddy. And Defend, thank you very much. And Emma. And Big Daddy. Sorry we didn't get to talk a little more, but thanks for coming by and showing that bong.
Hey guys. Sorry about that. Streamlabs got extremely fickle. I had to advance a little bit here and reconnect. So sorry about that, Glenn. I know you're closing out your panel. Tim, thanks for the awesome questions, and I think you did a pretty good job as far as incorporating your experience as far as your younger years, as far as your experience with having hearing issues, and thinking of questions that other individuals may not have thought of before. I think you did a great job as far as that goes. Glenn, thanks for your opportunity to be up on the panel and be a part of that great discussion. And Big Daddy, have a great day.
Thank you so much, guys. And thank you so much, everybody in chat.
Oh, and yeah, and a huge shout out to chat.
Quick, safe day, everybody. Stay warm. And I'll probably see you guys later.
Be careful.
You too, Glenn. Watch out for them snapping turtles. Don't go grabbing them by the tail.
Oh, you know me, I will do it.
I don't know. That last one wanted a piece of you. He was
He's waiting for it, wasn't he?
The poor turtle was sitting there like, I'm just sitting there minding my own business.
Hey, I know.
Care, buddy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Take care, folks.
And hey Tim. And everybody, thank y'all, and Big Daddy, thank you coming up. But
anytime, buddy. I'll see you later, man. Have a good day. Get some lunch.
You too, all right, everybody else, and everybody in the chat, hit that like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all somewhere else. And just remember that 316 just said the Lambright just kicked everybody's butt.